Welcome to this week's show of Ways to Love Your Money. I'm Elisabeth Dawson, and today we have an amazing guest, a dear friend of mine, and someone that I can say that is a very special person to me. And so we have Mr. Tana Hoy here today, and he's the world famous manifestation expert out there. And we're going to talk a little bit about manifestation, a little bit about money and how we view money and things like this. Since this is a money show, how do we actually create more manifestation for more money?
Well, I think people are kind of confused sometimes, or I want to be clear about what it means by manifestation.
Okay.
Manifestation means that what we think is what we attract into our lives, because ultimately the world and the way that we experience it is created by the way we think. For example, if we're happy, the sky is sunny, we say, oh, it's really beautiful.
Sure.
If we're depressed and down and the sky is sunny, we don't even notice it. Well, money is an energy, so the belief with the law of attraction or with manifestation is the happier you become, the happier you become. And the happier you become, the more good you attract into your life, because your thoughts send out an energy and they draw and attract to you things of a like energy. So if you have beliefs about money, depending on when I deal a lot with money with people,
Sure.
A big part of it is we have to look at our childhood beliefs and what we were raised with. You know,
We talk about this all the time.
a lot of people were raised with the idea that money is evil. Well, if you believe money is evil, well, how are you going to treat money? If you believe that money is the root of all evil. Things people hear, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, people that grow up with that paradigm, that way of thinking, tend to hoard their money and hold on to it and not want to spend it. There's a lot of the way that we envision or think about money is going to have a direct effect on the kind of money we're able to make and have in our lives.
So dive into that a little bit. Do a little bit deeper dive. So when people think differently, because money creates anxiety for so many, we don't necessarily have the best relationship with it. We're working so hard for it, but most people, well, a lot of people don't have the best relationship with it. They don't like to talk about it too much. But then they get to another place where, I see you being a very happy person, very positive energy person. And when you say that money has its own energy, and if you're kind of attracting something with more energy and positive influence, and it's basically things will come to you. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that
because thoughts are things. What you think is what you send out into the universe. Have you ever noticed that when you're having a really good day, everything just seems to go really well?
We love
and
those
when you're
days.
having a bad day, everything just seems to go bad.
Right.
Well, because what we think and believe is what we send out, and what we send out is attracted back to us. Some people would also go as far to say as what you focus on grows. So as much as what our mindset is what we're going to notice in our life. So if we're in a bad mindset, a negative mindset, we're only going to notice the bad things.
Sure.
If we're going to have a positive mindset, we're going to notice the positive things. It's kind of like the person with the glass half empty and half full, right? But the attitude where you're talking about people not wanting to talk about money, I'm actually very comfortable talking about money. And that's because a lot of people, that comes a lot from our beliefs about money. For example, don't talk about money.
Right.
If we don't make a lot of money, it's because we don't talk about it because we feel ashamed, we feel embarrassed. If we have a lot of money, we don't talk about it because even wealthy people sometimes feel ashamed and embarrassed having money. It all has to do with our programming growing up as children, by society, by the culture. We are affected by all of those things. So our comfort with money has a lot to do with our beliefs about money, our internal beliefs. And one of the things I do with my students and my clients, first thing I do is I work on what are your beliefs about money. And I believe it's important to get those beliefs in the right alignment so that you are drawing money to you instead of repelling money.
Okay.
For example, a person that feels negative or bad about money or doesn't feel good about money, they may not try as hard. They may just always fall short of their potential. Their idea would be, oh, I could never have that anyway, so why even try? Whereas a person who has a good attitude about money, or money flows freely to them. They go after things. They don't worry about failure. They don't have as much fear. So many things in our psyche really affect money.
Well, let's talk about this because you said the coaching process and that coaching process that you have when you're working with your clients. and you're going through this, you're kind of going through their belief system from, let's say it's even prior to birth and it's the DNA that's in their bones and their mind and everything like this, but bringing them through that, through that journey from when they're children up to the point where now they're, productive adults, and maybe they're even older and they still have some of these beliefs that are kind of restricting them. So how do you guide someone through that journey when you're talking to them and you're coaching them?
Well, when I have a program called The Awakening, it's a 7-week program, and it's how to manifest your dream life, how to create your dream life. And the biggest thing that I do is the first thing we do is we look at not just their attitudes about money, but I look at a person's, first of all, overall outlook. So I want to know, what are the things that make you sad? What are the things that you think back on in your life that you feel sad or regret? What are the things that are hard for you to talk about? Those are the things we need to heal first, because all of those things are going to affect our ability to create. And it's all interrelated. Money is interrelated with love. Love is interrelated with money. Money is interrelated with health. Money is interrelated with how we feel. Money is interrelated with how we act with other people. For example, somebody that makes a lot of money and somebody that doesn't, the person that doesn't make as much oftentimes will feel intimidated to even talk to someone that makes more money.
True.
It's almost as if that money places them on a higher level. And see, I see money as simply an energy. I say that money, the way that I come from is money doesn't define who we are. Money just is a determining factor of how well or good we are at what we do. So a person that makes a couple of $1 million a year, aside from being a trust fund baby, they're good at making money. They're good at making money. So if I wanted to make money and someone I met was making millions, I want to talk to that person and find out how they're doing it. But it has nothing to do with what they are like as a person, who they are as a person, where they are spiritually, where they are mentally, where they are emotionally. Money is simply a measure of how well we do what we do.
Sure. Well, you could be extremely successful making a lot of money, but you still have the same anxieties as someone that's not making as much.
Exactly.
And the fear of not wanting to talk about it.
Exactly.
I love how you say that, you got to go to those uncomfortable spots in your life and in your past, because everything, that's our tree of knowledge, right? That's what builds us as the people that we are today.
Yeah.
Either we're grateful for the people we are today, which we all should be,
Right.
or sometimes we have those hindrances that are, blocking us from being able to move forward.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a process. That's why it's a 7-week program. It's because, you just don't do that in one time. You have to have coaches and people to work with you through the process, because it does, it involves a lot of self-observation. But with the right tools that are simple to understand and easy to follow, it's very, very easy. I've seen people's lives in 7 weeks go from a scale of 1 to 10 being sad at a 2, and at the end of 7 weeks being at a 12. So it all has to do with our mindset.
Sure. Well, we've gone on this journey together. We've seen this transformation with quite a few different people. You have just an amazing relationship when you talk to the people that you're coaching, and they respect you, they listen to you. You have something that really helps work with them. Now, when you're actually talking to them about helping them manifest something, do you have maybe a couple of things that you would share about how you help people manifest things that they want in their dream life?
The nutshell version would be, when it comes to anything that you want, first you have to have clarity about what you want. So you have to be clear about what it is you want. Okay. And I always tell people, when you're wanting money, don't put an amount on it. Like some people say, oh, I want to hit the lottery. Well, when people say they want to hit the lottery, what I've discovered that means, they don't really mean they want to hit the lottery. Because a person, when the lottery is $380 million or $500 million, a person that wins that has no idea the life-changing effect that's going to have.
Right.
So when they say they want to win the lottery, what I find people really mean is, I want to have enough money where I can pay all of my bills, have enough left over each month, have money for my retirement, and not have to worry again, and pass them on to my family. Yeah. That's what they mean. That's what the lottery represents to them. I mean, $580 million, if you won that, you could pass on for generations if you invested it well. So my thing is thinking about, to me, my definition of wealth is being able to do exactly what you want to do, having enough money to pay and put left over for the bank each month, for your investment, to pay your bills, do what you want to do. That's wealth. If you are living a life where you're doing what you want to do, that is wealth. You could be a cashier at McDonald's making $14 an hour. You could be a vice president of a company. You could be a CEO of a large corporation. It's wealth to me is defined by being able to do the things we want to do.
I think that's an amazing story because when we've talked about this in the past, it's about being very specific and not putting limits.
Exactly.
You know, if you put limits, like you say, that more is available to come to you, but if you put those limits there, it stops you from being able to achieve those things.
Yeah. Sorry. And that's what I was going to say about the lottery. I always say if a person says $1 million, I say $1 million or more, because what if the universe or God or higher power, whatever you call it, doesn't matter to me. It's a divine energy that we're all connected to. You can name it what you want. I believe it answers to whatever we call it. But if this energy that's always got our back, whatever you call it, God or cosmic forces, doesn't matter, higher power, it's always got our back. And it always has a bigger, we tend to think small. And this force, this power of love, thinks a lot bigger. So I always tell people, why $1 million? Why don't you say $1 million or more? What if you're this spiritual energy wanted you to have 20 million? You just shorted yourself $19 million. So the first thing with money is whatever amount you think of or more is what I would say. And I think with the steps are, first you visualize what you want. You have to be very clear about what you want, because if you're not clear, how can it come to you? If you go into a restaurant and you order a hamburger, and a woman brings you a hamburger, you say, well, she says, what do you have? And you say, oh, I have a hamburger. And she brings you a hamburger, and it's got pickles and mayonnaise and ketchup and sauerkraut and all that. And you're like, I don't like this. And she said, well, this is our hamburger. But if you say, well, I would like a hamburger on a toasted bun with pickles and lettuce and tomato and mustard, but no ketchup, and she brings you out exactly what you ordered.
Right.
Well, it's the same way. We have to be clear about what we want financially in our lives. And it doesn't just include an amount, but what kind of life do we want to live? What kind of life life balance do we want to have?
It's not just about money, it's about all the other layers of that hamburger that you want to put together. So relationships, family, whatever, business, all those different things about being able to manifest what you want.
But pick one thing when you're doing manifestation, like if it's money, back to the money, how much do you want? And the second thing is visualize as if you've already got it. So start imagining it, taking time and just really closing your eyes and thinking about you and how you would feel having that money. And then you let it go. And we don't worry about the details. We leave that up to this spiritual force. It's not our job to figure it out. And that's where most people fail. They try to figure it out, or they try to say, oh, I need $100 next month to pay my rent. And they don't get it. And they say, oh, this doesn't work. I didn't get my $100.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Well, maybe you were supposed to lose that apartment because maybe you've got a dream house that you're missing by living there. So we don't need to figure out how it's going to come or where.
Well, so many of us want to control those outcomes, and that's kind of what gets in our way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying
if we're trying to control too much?
If you can control an omnipotent force, good luck and tell me how that works for you.
Well, you just mentioned their dream house, and I know that's been one of your wish list items. So where are you on your path of your dream home?
Yeah, I'm building my dream house right now. I'd had a dream ever since I was a kid of wanting to build a modern, contemporary home, and we're actually in the construction process at this moment. So that's something that I have manifested as part of, what I envisioned for my life.
It's exciting because I know you looked at every little detail. You visualized every little detail. You knew exactly what you wanted. And this isn't a game. This is real life. And it's actually happening. I know we talked about, be careful with the contracting process and all those things, but you found great people.
I found great people that are ahead of schedule,
and
actually,
that's so
right
exciting.
now.
And I can't wait to go for the grand opening of the housewarming because I think it'll be amazing.
Well, you'll be the first on the list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any kind of wisdom or things that you'd like to share with the audience that's listening or watching right now the show? Is there anything that you want to give them an empowerment to do so that they can actually manifest in a better, stronger way?
Yeah, to visualize what you want and to be clear about it and leave the details to the universe. Don't try to tell it when you need it or how you need it. Just be clear on what you want, like the hamburger. When you go to a restaurant and order a hamburger, after you order it, you don't sit there and wonder, oh my God, are they going to bring my hamburger out? I wonder if they're going to forget me. Are they going to bring me my drink? And no, you order it, you forget about it, and the hamburger comes.
Right.
And that's kind of how you do with manifestation. You order it,
enjoy the
think
experience
about what you want, and then you let it go and let the waiter bring it to you.
Yeah, enjoy the experience along the way, right? Enjoy the ride.
That's right.
That's amazing, yeah.
Thank you.
Can you just say one more thing too about, because you have a process that you work with clients, with basically people that come to you about this, and just explain the different threads, I guess, of what you have there. I know you have a transformation process.
Yeah, well, I have a 7-week program called The Awakening, and we do, in order to be part of The Awakening, first we do a manifestation mastery call. Lasts about an hour with one of my coaches to even see if you qualify.
Wow.
Not if you qualify, if you're a good fit. It's not even qualify. So we do a call for an hour where my goal during that call is really to help you identify, what do you want to have in your life? What are your dreams that you want to have? Then we look at what are the blocks that are holding you back? Sure. What are you doing? What's preventing you? And then we create a path and a plan during that call that you can take out into your life and use to start making your dream life happen. At the end of that call, if we think you're a fit for the awakening, then we'll make you an offer and talk to you about the awakening. If you're not a fit, then we send you on your way and you go off with some great information, because really, I'm not interested in, I can help anybody, but you have to want to be helped.
Oh,
you have to
100%.
You have to want it. If you don't want it, you're wasting your time and money and my time and money. So you have to really, want to change your life. Sadly, some people enjoy being miserable. Some people enjoy being stuck. And that probably isn't a good fit for my program.
No.
So it's kind of a getting to know you and you getting to know us and kind of
I understand the process.
Yeah.
I understand the process. I think we kind of met a little bit like that in the beginning too.
Yes, we did.
Were we a good fit?
Yeah, that's right. That's a story for another day.
That's a story for another day, but it's been a good story so far, so it's been really good. Yeah. Now, how can people get in touch with you?
They can visit my website at tanahoy.com, TANAHOY.com, and they can contact us there through the link if they want to get more information. Now, that's my personal website. I'm a professional psychic for 30 years, so that's my website there. But if you have any questions, we're putting up my manifestation website right now. I've been running this program over 3 years, but we haven't needed a website yet. So you can go to my regular website.
And that's hard to believe because you've been a successful business person for over 30 years.
Yeah. Well, I've been a successful psychic for 30 years, absolutely.
Well, it's a blessing.
Yes, it
and
is.
it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And I think having a better relationship with how people want things in their life is such an important process, where I think we get to a place where we're just so busy and we stop dreaming.
Exactly.
So I go through a similar process with people when I first meet them. What's your wish list? What are we working so hard for? You go into a much deeper dive. I don't go into the psychology so much, but we try to figure out the psychology of how people think and how their relationship is with money. But you're the bigger part of the tree. It's the dream. It's the visualizing of exactly what we want. And it's time to start being like that child again after we're looking up in the stars and saying, what do I want one day?
Exactly.
And really continuing those dreams, because I think we all have wonderful opportunities and things will come to us if we invite them.
Yeah, and everybody that joins my program, they all have success. Everybody accomplishes their dream. I mean, it's just given. That's why we're very careful about who we bring in the program, because I want to put my time and my coach's energy with people that want to create change. But the people that do go through this program, some of the stories from my client, they have life-changing results.
Sure.
So, and I didn't think I told my website. It's tanahoy.com. That's TANAHOY.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
you so much for being on the show.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure. I know it's long overdue, so we're glad that you're here.
Yeah, I didn't dress up. I thought it was just going to be recorded.
Hey, it's all good. When we're pretty much in our natural state and we're comfortable, we actually will be more productive in what we want to say. But what a beautiful message. And, life is about manifesting what you want, working hard towards those goals, making those dreams happen. But sometimes try not to control it so much. I think we all try to control too much.
Yes, we do.
That's an important message, I think, that we're talking about today with Tana. But it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you. And, if you have questions for Tana, please reach out. Either look at his website or you're welcome to give us a call at 619-640-2622. We'll make sure you get in contact. All right, take care. We'll be back next week with another show. The information provided in this show is for informational and educational purposes only. This show is not investment advice, nor is it intended to address the financial needs of any particular viewer. The opinions expressed on this show are not intended to be an endorsement of any particular investment strategy or service of any other kind. You must make an independent decision regarding investments or strategies mentioned throughout the show. Before acting on information in this show, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular situation and strongly consider seeking advice from a financial advisor.